It's nearly November. We've had our first pretty warm couple of days, mid-30s. It's 5 o'clock now, so it's cooled off a bit. You could admire the beautiful lawn that we're killing off so we can fix it up. Pretty warm still. Wind's coming in a little bit more now. Just let the chickens out so they're happy. All the bottle brushes are flowering. See the heat. Gonna knock them off a little bit, but all the bees are happy. And here are the carnabees. Got 1,000,000,000,000,000 lemons after last year's or this year's rubbish crop. I don't know what's happened, but now we've got 1,000,000,000,000, trillion, billion of them. So I'm hoping they're set really well, and the summer's not going to knock them off. But yeah, it's just weird. Things just fruit when they want. And so this plum tree's done its thing, flowered. Don't think it's set any fruit, that's its problem. Oh, there you go, there's a fruit. Woo! But I don't think that will last. There's no point me netting it for one fruit. Whereas mulberry's doing pretty well. This is the black mulberry. This is our quite nice mulberry, so the chickens really like them because obviously they drop on the floor. But yeah, very sweet. Lots of cornflowers and lots of dill. Not short of any dill. It's the outside area. This is me blood orange. So it's set fruit. It's just looking a bit gnarly. It's just, yeah. I've put a load of mulch around it, trying to help it out, but I don't know what to do. This is the good olive. Obviously we didn't have many olives last year for some reason, or this year for some reason, but lots and lots of flowers. So let's see what happens. This is a beautiful oak tree. This is really going crazy now. That was only tiny and the other two aren't particularly big, but this one's really gone for it now. Grapefruit, rubbish. A lime. Still got limes, which isn't normal. Big limes. Again, like a weird second fruiting or something. So these little ones, they're there for next year's, but there's like a second crop of proper ones. But that's pretty healthy. Grapevine, looking pretty good. There's a dog. Yeah, it's been pretty warm. Veggies, shea cloth's up. That's 50% shea cloth. Ranges from 50% to 90%. But I might have to change this up to 70% at some point, because 50% probably won't cut it. So the potatoes, I think they're doing pretty well. See if we've got anything happening. I did find some potatoes the other day. I think these are red ones. I can't remember. Oh, there's a potato there, look, because they're not covered up. Cover them up. There's the wormy. So, yeah, mulch is. There's a potato. Yeah, so he's red. That's good. So I'll leave them a bit longer. As you can see, everything's gone because of the heat today. So I'll probably turn the irrigation on in a minute. sweet corn, courgettes, carrots, radishes and things. Obviously far too many. Broad beans just finishing, didn't really plant many of them this year. Silver beet, chard, loads of that. These are obviously the artichokes, so I'll let these ones go to flower, but pick the smaller ones. Got a couple of kohlrabies coming. But this bed's kind of nearly finished, so I'm going to fancy it up and put some potatoes in. And yeah, lots of things going to seed. Obviously this is the weedy mint. That's all flown off. That's right. Take that off. These are all the South Zone tomatoes. So just waiting for them to redden. Another load of South Zone tomatoes. Sort of finishing off. But yeah, bargain, South Zone. One of my roses has had a bit of heat. Kangaroo paws. Got a couple of these free last year. These have gone over a little bit. Obviously that's the status, that's the weed, sea lavender, but the butterflies love it. So if it got out of control I'd start pulling it out, but it's alright. More dragon fruit. This is a lily pilly, which is native. Yeah, they come out really big, they have. Ooh, can they get flowers on me lavender for the first time? Finally, look at it, it's massive and it's been like that for like 2 years and never flowered. And now it's flowering. Oh, excellent. Now this one flowers. There's the elephant ears. There's some Yankee mushrooms outside, gone a bit dry. So, yeah, as you can see, lots of shade. It's kind of transition time, so I'm just letting all these peas finish and then I can see they're only picking. More picking. New elderflower there that I got from that garden. All the sage is flowering. That's come up really well. Thyme. I put some sweet potatoes in this bed because the strawberries just don't do well. Sunflowers finishing. See, look at all the hoverflies. It's been a real plague of hoverflies this year, but hoverflies aren't a bad thing, but why have we got so many? I don't know. But all over the state, everyone's gone on and on and on about huge numbers of hoverflies. But there you go. This is my comfrey that I got down from Fair Harvest. I got the root, so I've obviously divided and it's done really well. That last cabbage, but I don't know, it might be only fit for the chooks. Lots of silver beet or chard, if you want to call it. More silver beet, but it's just good for if we don't eat it, it's great for the chooks. Poppy's finished. It's like a jungle. The parsley's just finishing off, the borage is just finishing off. I've got raspberries coming up. Again, the peas all through there are finishing. Oh, I think that's a celeriac. It must be a celeriac, which again I didn't plant, it's just grown itself. The garlic hasn't done very well this year, just too hot. But again, I've got a million tomatoes, which when it cools off a bit, I will take the shade cloth off so it will help redden them up. Million hoverflies. This is my 3-way plum. So that was just bare rooted, but look at that, it's gone crazy. So I'm hoping if this does do well, it might influence that big plum as well. So this should pollinate itself because it's got 3 different varieties grafted on, but it also might help that other pointless plum. And then this is the bare rooted mulberry, the English mulberry, so that seems quite happy. It's on irrigation, so yeah. Then obviously this is the South Zone pomegranate, which is just, look at it, it's monstrous. I cut that back and all, look, it's just gone crazy, but it's sort of doing 2 jobs. It's producing fruit, but it's also shading the veggie patch, because that's your sun, hottest sun, hottest wind, and it doesn't mind the heat and the wind. So obviously it's flowering at the moment and there's little fruits coming. It's very pretty. But look at it, it's gone mad. Oh. Okay, well I might have to trim that back a bit more. So I'm gonna, because this is all pumpkins here, so I've kind of let that go, and that was an old acacia tree. But I'll see what these fruit trees do and then see if I take this all out and put something else there, or maybe put some more veggies or something. I have yet to decide. But yep, all the borage is finishing. Again, these beautiful sweet peas, they are so sweet. Just come up wherever they want. And the jacaranda, you can see the nest up there. The birds have flown now, some little minor birds. But yeah, that's starting to leaf up, so that'll be covered in leaves soon. And yeah, the forest is looking alright. I can't believe there's still a flower like this. Eucalyptus woodwardi starts flowering in early-ish May, and then it's and then it's got flowers on it now. Last of the flowers, but it's just magnificent. So glad I accidentally planted it. Okay, oops. And then it's not looking too bad on everything that's irrigated. Everything that's not irrigated is starting to weep a little bit. So these are the wicky beds, obviously. This is the new one, so it's got gravel up to there. There's the outlet, and then soil up to there, so sort of 25 centimetres of reservoir and 25 centimetres of soil for the wicking action, and obviously covered in mulch. So I'll probably leave that for a week or so just to settle down before I even think about planting it. And then these guys, plenty in here. As you can see, there's our friends, the white butterflies. But I've had to put all this shade cloth up because it was so hot, but depending on what the rest of the week's going to do, I might take it down. But yeah, lots of spinach. The spinach has done really well in the wicking beds in the shade. And these are the wicking beds that had all the cauliflowers, and obviously so they've finished. So there's a few beets, some carrots, some peppers coming, so I will probably put a few more things in there. Parsley done really well this year. And that weird pepper, I don't know. I don't even remember planting that. This is wild rocket. I'm just waiting for it all to form all its seeds properly, then I'll take that out. And the same with this one, but this wasn't wild rocket, this was the other rocket, I can't remember what it's called. And then there's a mix of all sorts in here. But yeah, that's what I like, just a mix of everything, and some things are good and some things aren't good. There's a flipping cockerel. There's ginger. So this is the South Zone stone fruit, which is a nectarine, so obviously there are the nectarines there. So I've just put this net over because you know what the birds are like, they love stone fruit. And then this is the peacherine, so this again has got fruit on it, so the net's over that as well. This is the gooseberry, I accidentally just broke that bit off, but that's actually done quite well, so we'll just see how that goes. And this is obviously the Salandra with its massive flowers, drooped a little bit, smells of vanilla, does well. So that actually went in before the pool and the pool fence and everything, so that's why it sticks out a little bit. Dragon fruit, this is the big one, hanging over, so I'm encouraging it to hang over the fence because that's what they like to do. Peppers and things, just these are starting to come now. I'm like sort of 3 years old, a bit gnarly, but I keep producing. And the fig tree, I think I saw some figs. Oh, there's a few figs coming, but these will just be rubbish figs, they won't. Yeah. And a bit of astroturf. I'm cleaning the pool. Pool's quite nice now. It is nearly 30 degrees, that's what I like. Bit of astroturf, yeah, we just bought this the other day because we can't get grass to grow down this bit, so I just thought buy some astroturf. Moved this Queen of the Night cactus from out the front of the house, but it's done quite well. Oh look, you know what that is? That is a bobtail skin, which is bobtail lizard, which we have a lot of, but that's a good thing. This is this lovely yellow rose. So I got 2 of them. Somebody dug them out of their garden and didn't want them, so I just bunged them in thinking, oh, they might die, but they've actually done really well. Honeysuckle, covered in aphids, don't know why, but yeah, I don't know. But covered in ladybirds, but not at the moment. Maybe all the ladybirds have gone for a drink or something because it was covered in ladybirds earlier. The pool. Chicken. Well, that's the chicken with bad legs, so we shouldn't be mean to that chicken. At least it gets out. So, lots of natives. Actually, that's doing really well. That Hakia. And this trick area, so this beautiful bougainvillea. Look at that, it's just impressive. They just flower all year round. Another bottle brush. That bottle brush is finishing off. And then elderflower. Obviously the heats. Look at the flowers. Flowers on it though. Oh look, a dead bird. Nice. Bougainvillea. And another elderflower. It doesn't mind the average heat. It doesn't like the really hot, but it just sort of dies down and then comes back again. So, and then in here, I renewed this bed not long ago, so obviously it's got corn in it, and more, I think that's a squash, the little round squash, and some capsicums, and just some chard going to seed, and some, beautiful beets, really big, and picking. The last of the collies, but I think I'm just going to chop them out because it's just not collie season now. It's too hot. Cucumbers coming again, all need a good drink. And then obviously this is the white mulberry. So this is just falling off in fruit. And they're really tasty. They're kind of a fresh taste compared to the black mulberries. Oh, look, there's a bug sound. Oh, get off. You go away. So again, sort of, it's gonna sort of create shade for this veggie patch when it gets a bit bigger. I've got shade up at the moment, but it will hopefully help shade, and also does fruit. These are the peas finished off just about, so I'm going to be able to take them out soon, a couple of days, and then renew that and probably put corn and a few other things. Same here. They're just finishing. That's the last of the peas. They were the newest peas, so yeah. And then this bed again. The dill just comes up like crazy. So I'm just kind of picking a few things out of that. Again, these brassicas, I'm going to probably take them out because they're not going to do. And then just renew that bed a little bit and plant something else. There you go, chicken. Some mulberries. Yummy. No? They're not as good as the black ones. Yeah. So, yeah. Dodgy gate. Obviously that's the coffee trough. As you can see, you can hear them. They'll all be in having a drink because it's been so hot. Flies. The flies all sit on the back of the house in the heat of the day. They're not stupid. And then there's a few things out here. Olives. These don't look too good. The citrus man should take care of his citrus a bit better, I think. Another pomegranate, which this is a grafted pomegranate, doesn't do as well as the self-sown from a seed pomegranate. Of course it doesn't. And then this is loads of natives here. So we went and got loads of rocks to create a bit of a kind of rockery, which is for water retention really, to get these natives to grow, because obviously it's just growing in sand. That sand gets really hot, but obviously the water can sit under the rocks and stuff, so I've really intensively planted it expecting some things to die, so I'm quite pleased with this so far. Yeah, see, and this is done pretty well in here because this was always a nightmare spot, but the pig face and the succulents have done well. This is an apricot that Wally gave me. These are some quandongs that I've got to plant out somewhere. So, yeah. So that's about it. Spring to summer update. All these beautiful flowers. And the bottle brush. Cool.